Yeah, we're just vibing today. Yes, I've seen the splashdown in PBs. I do follow that person. It works about as well as you'd expect splashdown to work, in which it doesn't. You die. That's why it's not in the game. Yeah, the update stuff has been interesting, so... Here we talk about that, because mutations are all bad, so I'm gonna focus on the gameplay very much anyway. Literally all of them are terrible. Ceramic Rainblot, CV on this and Sturgeon, and Tower Control on Heal, Tail, and Walk Roll. It's about as bad as it could get. Yeah. I don't know, I think there's a few interesting things I kind of want to talk about. I think the most interesting possibility here is the idea that they're already replacing missiles, which is something I've heard talked about quite a bit. The idea that they're already... that the new special, the... what's it called? The Super Chump, is an attempt at completely replacing missiles. And obviously, it functions similarly to missiles, of course, but the main theory as to why is because of the NZAP and Clash kits we got. And we'll have to see if there's a pattern that continues. But both of their kits are identical to their Splatoon 2 kits, just with missiles changed to a new special. And it's pretty blatant. And it's the first two things they gave the special to, which I think, like, in this case, is kind of a showcase of things they want with it. And so, I think that possibility, I think it's interesting. But it raised some questions if they'd really just leave missiles on only 3 weapons for the rest of the game. Because I've heard some people propose that, like, hey, maybe they'll just leave missiles on only 3 weapons. Like, I know they did that with Ray after 6 months, but Ray was already on a bunch of weapons. It would be kind of weird to only leave it at this low quantity at this point, so I'm kind of curious what they actually decide to do about it. Though, at this point, it seems like Jet has Inkstorm, according to someone who's noticed that, like, they're in the Super Chump clip, there is an Inkstorm going off. Like, an Inkstorm has gone off, you can tell by the paint droplets. And the only person on that team is the Jet Sculpture. Which means Jet Sculpture, another candidate, has Rain, but the thing is, if they're adding more Rain weapons, Storm might be, Missile might be there with it. I think we're gonna get another Inkjet weapon for sure, but Inkjet only is on 2 weapons, and Missiles and Rain are on 3. They could just be adding 1 Rain kit and that, but... No, the Charger was on the other team. Yeah, I mean, there could be another player, but, like, why would there be someone in the PB if they're not doing anything? Like, there's no point in having someone there for no reason, right? Like, it just take up extra space. You know, think of the Prime Fire though. So it's like the Charger's there just to kind of add to the cinematic. Like, they're standing, but they're very clearly intentionally in the shot, right? So, I don't know. It could be another weapon, but considering that they've already, like, considering that CJ probably already doesn't have burst bomb because of the sub-weapon line, like, if you're gonna change the burst bomb, you might as well go with a different kit. Like, there's no point in referencing... Like, Mist doesn't have anything cool to tie to. Everything is just the specials you need to avoid, like Stingray and Tenet missiles. So there's no reference you can make. So at that point, like, why not go for something new? I'll also say this, I'm kind of worried about this, but I am hoping that Kraken and Super Chump are on at least 3 weapons. They could leave it at 2, but I'm hoping it's on at least 3. Preferably at, like, 4. But if they want to give a lot of the other specials to other stuff, I can understand. But, like, 3 would be my minimum. And get Inkjet to 3. I think every special should be on 3 weapons at this point. Then again, they don't know how to add kits of other weapon classes, so who knows if they're going to know how to add specials properly to distribute them. So, there's a chance Inkjet just gets... I don't know, I think they'll add an Inkjet, though, because they added a beacon, so... They did at least realize, like, hey, Beacon's on 2 weapons. We should probably give something else Beacon. So hopefully they also realize that. Stinger at start 2 didn't have any buffs, and still the legacy gets today. I mean, probably. Still, global range goes through walls, and it had much better damage than it does today, even if it was harder to hit. So, like, it would still... It would, at the very least, still cheese Rainmaker at the end of the day. Thoughts on the new map? It's hard to tell because originally the Ruin stage looks good, and now it looked like it might be changed. No, we're not getting a trailer, I'm almost certain. I sound happy. I'm completely tone deaf to myself. If I sound happy or more upset or anything, usually it doesn't actually mean anything. Sometimes people say I sound grumpy or upset when I am not at all. It's just my voice. I am very tone deaf and my voice is not really great at it, so I will sound different a lot. That's just how it is. Do you think the new weapon kits and specials are enough to move crab meta? No. If crab's not nerfed, I don't think anything we've seen is enough. Like, it'll be the same thing as before. There will be more options, but at the highest level, they should all fall apart. The one exception is Kraken. Kraken might actually be good enough to not kill crab meta, but introduce 96 Deco as a counter. Like, I could see 96 Deco being an actual splash counter, right? Like, I could totally tell. I could totally see it. Because of Wall. Like, it's Wall and Kraken. And, like, the Kraken cannot die to the crab. And the Wall completely ruins the burst bomb. The downside is just the main weapon's way worse, and Kraken will still not get the same value as that special. So it's like, I feel like what you have to do is you'd have to pop Kraken, and you just have to throw yourself in front of the crab. Like, you would have to basically be in front, and not even just to tank the crab, but to try to keep people from walking through with it on the other team. And, like, maybe it could work. But even then, like, it would just be like, cool, run 96 Deco with the 2 splashes. That's your new thing. Like, it still would not replace a splash, right? Like, it's not gonna take out a crab. So if splash or crab is not nerfed, it will not be enough. Can you parry Kraken? Considering it does under 100 damage, the jump attack should be fully parryable. No idea about the charge, though, but definitely something I want to test. Like, can you parry the charge attack? I mean, we'll tell when we get when you see its damage, but I wouldn't be surprised if the charge attack is like 220 and unparryable, honestly. Because if it was parryable, I feel like that'd be a bit weak. I'm ambivalent. They're gonna do map reworks? Not yet. I don't think we're getting map changes yet. I don't think that's gonna happen for like the first year or so. So, I would not... I don't think map reworks are gonna happen anytime soon. I think we're stuck with what we got for a bit. Well, like, 96 Deco is the one weapon where I look and I go, okay, yeah, this could actually, like, be a thing. But, like, even then, it's another alternate. It does not replace the crab. Like, you would run it and you would try to use it to counter one of the enemy team's crabs, so you have 2-on-1 with your own crabs, right? Like, great, if your Kraken mitigates one of their crabs, now you have 2 crabs, and you're fine. And then you just 2v1 the other crab, right? Like, that kind of simple thing. Splash Zip might be able to counter V-Splash. I mean, just be worse at it than Stamper, but it would be good, yeah, but it wouldn't be as good. It's less reliable at actually being object damage, and it's going to be less reliable at farming special. The main problem, though, is that it would just paint over the other splashes. Stamper paints further away from the splashes, so they don't paint over each other. Splash, especially considering it wouldn't have a bomb with Mist, would just kind of get in the way of your crab output, and it would be a bit of a problem. So I don't think a Zipcaster Splash would really change much. Like, again, good option, 100%. Like, we would see people pick it. Would it, like, what I'm worried right now is nothing I see will take away the 2 Splash. Like, that's what actually needs to happen. They need to introduce something, or nerf, or preferably just nerf crab to the point where you're not running 2. 1 crab is so much more tolerable than 2. Because a lot of crabs, like, exponential strength comes from stacking it. Like, 1 crab by itself has nowhere near as much power. It's still very strong. But it's much, much easier to deal with if it's only 1 crab. is direct range. That's crazy. But that's that. I don't even think crab is garbage in salmon. I don't think it's amazing in salmon, but it's fine. But like they're not comparable anyway, so I don't care. None of the crab nerfs they do would apply to salmon anyway, probably, because the duration nerf did. So like, I think they know not to nerf crab in salmon. If they're this hesitant to nerf it in multiplayer in the spot it's in, I doubt they're gonna change it in salmon. Can we learn how to toss clams, please, today? Okay, or not. We're gonna lose them. Okay, we're down then. Okay. Nice. Why are you here? I got it. Dude, just throw your red. It's fine. I will protect. That did not go well. I mean, the Turf War events are always just mega casual. Like, it's just 4 hours of turf. It's just not. It's just a very casual format. Which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just, I don't know. I wouldn't really care about them for anything personally. Like, we almost beat, Kyo's team in Turf War. And if I got that, I don't think I would have cared. Like, it would have been nice for the seeding in day 2, and that's it. I would not have gone like, oh my god, guys! We beat Kyo's team in Turf War! A mode that nobody in the West actually practiced! Let's go, guys! Like, it's just, okay. Like, it doesn't really mean shit to me. Oh, I got a strike. Score! No! Get it! No! Yes, Splash, go! No, are you kidding? The emotional whiplash. Yeah, the thumbnail? No. And it's terrible for content, too. Like, there's nothing to upload because the first 2.5 minutes are boring as shit, and then the last 30 seconds are all just painting from my POV. Like, when I did my NA Open video, I'm like, what the fuck am I gonna do with this 3 hours of Turf War footage? There's nothing to like, none of this is interesting. I lost 66.8. Oh, damn, that sucks. All good. I'll be honest, I've not paid attention to powers. I've not even played solo long enough to care. I just hop on casually. Do you know what I don't even have? I don't even have Zip, the gold Zip badge. I haven't even played solo enough to get gold Zip. I'm 5 stars on this thing, and I have no gold Zip. Meanwhile, like, Kyo is like, he has like 12 5-star weapons, I swear. I don't know how people have this much time. I just do not. I just scrim. Suction Inkjet Rapidos? I don't think both will repeat, but I have a bad feeling one of them will. Also, thank you for the bits. I want to have faith in the Crapid Kid, but I just do not. They will ruin it. I have a bad feeling. It's gonna get, like, line marker inkjet or something. And I want to be wrong. I want to be very wrong. Trust me. I want, like... My hope right now is Torp plus either Kraken, Crab Tank, Big Bubbler, or Booyah Bomb. Like, some survivability special play aggressive. Torpedo Inkjet. I mean, if they make Jet good, I wouldn't hate that kit. So, like, I would be okay with it. But... in the moment, I'd be like, welp, I do not get to play this weapon. I'm not playing it until they fix Inkjet. And because Inkjet's on, like, no weapons, they're not gonna fix it. Was Machine better than Bucket? Better kits and better versus Crab. I do think Bucket could be better than Machine soon enough when the meta changes. Like, if faster weapons are more popular, then Bucket will 100% be better than Machine. Like, that's what I thought would happen at the start of the game. Like, I was like, okay, Machine's really good, but then people are going to play fast stuff, and then when the fast stuff takes over, you'll have to play Bucket, and then Bucket will be better, so I think Bucket's better. What ended up happening is, yep, faster stuff started beating Machines, and then people started to pick Splash-O-Matic to deal with the faster stuff, and then slowly realized, wait, this just beats everything. Why don't we just pick this? And then they picked it. And that is the entire meta history of Splatoon 3. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you want to see more meta history content from me. Hopefully the next era of Splatoon 3 will be a bit better, guys. I do think, like, Crab or Splash will get a small nerf for sure. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Like, my hopes are end lag, range, 210. Like, a bunch of those. 210 would actually be impactful purely because you run multiple of them, so it would impact multiple comps. It probably would not be enough on its own. I don't think any of those on its own would be enough. But, I don't know. I want to hope the devs are fed up with Crab meta, but I don't know. Like, right now I feel like 210 should be a no-brainer, but it also should have been a no-brainer last patch, and they didn't do it. So, like, I cannot assume it's a no-brainer anymore. Like, if making Splash 210 wasn't something they did last time, I question if they will do it this time. I don't know, my views on the patch are very pessimistic, admittedly, but it's like, the previous patch was just so awful in terms of nerfs, and like, we need nerfs right now. Like, Crab Tank cannot remain where it is right now. It cannot keep being this thing it is right now. It's not okay. Like, it needs to change. And then, like, the floodgates will open and, like, we have no idea what'll happen next, but, like, I don't care. Like, something different just needs to happen at this point. I mean, they could make it 7 seconds, but I feel like the duration, like, 9 felt a little crazy, 8 feels fine. The duration doesn't really feel like a problem. I won't hate it if they lower it to, like, 7 or 7.5 seconds, sure. Like, whatever, but I don't know, it doesn't really feel like it would fix the problem. Like, I think even a 7-second crab would still just totally be completely fine. Nothing would change. Like, I don't even think it'd make a dent. The reason I want Splash 210, though, is because it hits Splash a bit more than the other crab weapons, and we kind of need that. I don't think the main weapon should be nerfed, and Burst Bomb should only get, like, slightly nerfed, because the problem with nerfing Burst Bomb is, like, the two strongest weapons with Burst Bomb right now are Splash and Stamper. And Splash and Stamper would be the least affected by a Burst Bomb nerf compared to the other weapons. Like, it would hurt them, but it would hurt a lot of other Burst Bomb weapons more that do not need a nerf at all. So it's like, on top of that, I think, like, one burst being good is kind of important. You don't want 4 lethal bomb being good. Like, you want something less lethal. Because 4 lethal bomb is, you will get choke point LDE spam, like we had in Splatoon 2, right? You don't want too much of that. I think the main problem is there's too many bursts, and once there's too many bursts, people start comboing their bursts together, and it becomes an actual death option instead of just a chip damage. And that's where Burst Bomb becomes the most annoying thing in the game, because 2 or 3 people just throw Burst Bombs at you and you just explode. That cannot be a thing. So, like, multiple Burst Bomb needs to be what is, like, toned back. So, like, if they are gonna nerf Burst Bomb, they need to nerf the, like, make it 45% of your ink tank, or nerf the lighting frames. But again, those will still hurt the other Burst Bomb weapons more, so I think it's better to just make it 210p. What is this guy doing? Why is he rolling? Yeah, I think one Splash in comps is actually really good. Splash works with pretty much anything. Like, Splash can enable a lot of weapons. So it's like, I totally okay with that. Like, one splash being good, I think, is actually pretty good for the game, but... It's multiple where it becomes a problem. Like, too many. Like, I think, anytime it's more than 2 burst bomb weapons in a comp, that's where I think it's a problem. Burst broke better above splat bomb? I did not say burst was broken. This is exactly what I'm arguing against. Splat bomb is 100% better. Splat bomb is like the best get off me tool in the game. If someone's running at you in a hallway, you throw a splat bomb at your feet and they suddenly cannot run forward. That is unbelievably good. And that is like not even the only thing it does. But there's no like insane splat bomb weapons in the game right now. Like nothing with splat bomb is that broken. Yeah, T-Tech is not that broken. T-Tech is good, but you're not going to see double T-Tech. There's no 2 splat bomb weapons you will run in a comp. You will never be seeing more than, like, 1 splat bomb at top level. Like, what's gonna be your 2 splat bomb weapons? You can't run 2. Like, it just won't fit. It's like, of course it's not complained about as much. You're having 3 burst bombs thrown at you and at most 1 splat bomb thrown at you at, like, high-level play. There's just not a lot of, like, other shit to be thrown at you. No, I think getting rid of Splash's jump RNG would be the worst thing they could do. Or maybe it was getting regular JP subtitles now? Discussions are for a bit. I have to see if it's something I could do more often, but yes, more videos are being translated into Japanese at the moment, so... We have to see if Japan has an interest in the videos. So if they do well in Japan, then... That's fine, and we'll do it more. Do you clip through the wall? Yeah, Zip just does that. It's not a bug. That's intended. When you're zip castering, you can go through anything, as long as you're in the arm. Is it dubbed or just captions? Just captions. So it's like, it's the same videos, but the captions and the video language description and title are changed. Yeah, I don't want them to get rid of RNG, because that'll just make the weapon feel terrible. In general, giving weapons more RNG is just a terrible way to balance the game. Like, it should be avoided whenever possible. Like, any form of spread nerf or lag nerfs tend to be things that I'm, like, absolutely stay away from. Like, the only one I'm suggesting is Crab, and that's only when Crab is broken. So, like, if you get that end lag, it's controllable. It's not like, no matter what you do, you now have set end lag every time your Crab ends and you have to deal with it. It's, okay, it's just if you're, like, gone. Dub Chara sounds funny, lol. I mean, it doesn't exist. So, I don't know. I know what Crab actually needs and what Splash needs, all that, but it's just, I don't know if they'll do it. I think that, it's just hard to tell. I mean, we'll find out next week, though. For now, though, I'm just hoping we get more and more strong kits. If the worst case scenario happens and Crab is not amply nerfed, we need as many, like, kits that can stand a chance or be in comps as possible. Because, like, the most you can do, if double Crab is good, is, like, whatever the other 2 weapons can be, you better have a lot of those 2 weapons. My other worry is that they'll kill Sword, or, like, nerf it really hard. And even if they only nerf Sword a little bit, like, Sword is just one of the best counters to Splash. Like, if they nerf if they nerf Sword and Machine and nerf Splash, then Splash is going to be about the same power level. Because the things that are keeping it in check, like, and failing, like, not even doing it well enough to stop it, are going to get worse. Which will mean that, like, Crabs just have to struggle with less things that do good against it. It's like, more Crab counters are very important. Because, like, right now, if something needs to be good, it has to be good against Crab. And that's why, like, Kraken interests me. Because Kraken can actually be used into Crab. No, Splash needs to be 210. Its kit is just way too good to not be 210. Like, that's how you balance a powerful kit without making it less powerful, is you just make it more expensive. Like, it just should be 210. No, Splash as a 5-shot would be awful. Or not awful, but it's unnecessary. Splash is not the problem. Like, Splash is good, but Splash is not, like, Splash is not the thing where Splash being good is hurting other weapons, right? It's Crab. Crab is the part that actually ruins the weapon diversity. Splash does not. Push it back too much? Yes, it would push it back, but the whole point is you have to shoot at the Crab. And, like, the Crab will not go... Like, the Kraken is not going to go away. Like, you'll shoot and the Kraken will stay there, but, like, you're shooting the Kraken. And the Kraken's duration is almost the same time as Crab. So it's like, if a Kraken can just tank almost the entirety of the special, that's pretty good. Like, trading out a Crab with your own special is very valuable. Like, if you can... Outside of if you have 10 missiles, if you're trading your special for a Crab, you trade it up. Like, it's positive. Oh my god, I can't aim. So, Fresh Thing, they are a sponsor for the stream for this month. It's basically a food ordering service. You have groceries and stuff you can pick out, and it gives you the recipes, instructions, ingredients, and you get to make food. And they deliver it to you, so you obviously don't have to go get it anywhere. So it's very nice. Yeah, if they're gonna change Wahoo and leave the bridge permanently open, they should. I mean, I've talked about this in my maps video, so like, any how would I change X map, I have covered it before. And the new maps I will talk about. I will do an analysis of the new maps as their own video, like I did with Flounder and Brian when they came out. But rather than just talking about how good they are, I'll talk about what changes I want to see to them. So like, I will cover that. I don't think there'll be a fancy graphic this time around, but I will discuss like, here is how the map should be improved. Right? Like, that will be a part of it. Manta bad? Manta's not bad, it's just not great either. Like, I don't know, it's gonna be better than what we have right now, but not by much. Like, it's totally fine. We just win. Or is that guy not scoring? Oh, that guy's scoring. Score one more! No! Why did they not? Why did you not? Improve read slider? Probably just make it similar to Splashdown in terms of, like, being able to be a counter to other specials. Make it good against sub-weapons and, all that other stuff. Like, just enough to differentiate it. Because, like, at this point, they have to differentiate it as well. What's the art on the bottom right? This is me, it's from Seth. This is me and Wuna from Wuna. People want Splashdown back, it's not a good idea. I'm sorry. Like, I can understand why, it looks cool. My compromise would be, if they want to put it in Salmon Run, that would be good. I think Splashdown being in Salmon would totally be fine. But that's all I would go to. Like, just put it in Salmon. Maybe, and also make it a special card in Table Turf, but just don't put it in multiplayer. It'd be totally fine as a Salmon special. Especially if they give it the ability to, like, pierce armor. Like, you should be able to splash down to Flyfish. If Seth wants to update it, they can, but obviously if they're busy then, like, it's just a tiny hair change, and even then a lot of my art still uses it. Like, I kind of just use both interchangeably, so I don't really care too much. They're similar enough. I think Inkopolis should have just been labeled as a pre-order bonus. That's what again, competitive Splatoon 2. Competitive Splatoon. Join Splatoon Stronghold. That is the hub. It is SPL Strong on Twitter. You can find the link to their server in the description of any of my videos, like any recent ones. Very good hub. A lot of people you can ask around with. Just generally, it's the main place to get started. There is a ton of resources there. People there are, like, the whole goal of that server is to help get people into the game, into competitive. So, like, it's got the same goal you do. Yeah, not having Discord is difficult for comp, admittedly. I think that's kind of the main barrier to entry. Yeah, that's what I think as well, Goss, but at the same time, it's like, I don't think, if they keep it only on 3 weapons, I think that'll be interesting, especially since they're putting Inkstorm on other weapons, so they can't even use the, well, these specials were in Splatoon 2, so we're only going to keep them on a few weapons, because Inkstorm's on Jet now, so... Oh, I have Splatonas. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, whatever. What's with Academy? Academy's still around, but I think Splatoon Stronghold is a bit of a better hub at the moment. I would still say if you want to join Academy, you can do Academy as well, of course. But Splatoon Stronghold is a bit more, it's just a bit more active and a bit more attentive for that kind of thing. So I think it's just, like, the better place to be in. Rain's on Jet? Yeah, most likely Rain is on Jet. Someone found out. I didn't even notice it. Like, someone just replied to me with it. If you check my retweets, Goss, you'll see it. Like, I retweeted it from someone in my replies. But basically, there is, in the demo video, the Super Chump, there is Inkstorm droplets, and the only player on the team where the Inkstorm droplets come from is the Jet Sculpture. There is no other player on that person's team who could have used it. And so more than likely, like if I had to guess, especially since I think like 60% sub would be missed to repeat, I'm almost certain it's like missed Rain is probably the kit. Like that is almost certainly what they're gonna do with that weapon. Which I don't think is awful. It's just, it's like Rain and Jet is very good. Like obviously, it's still displacement, but Jet's really good at spamming displacement, and it can't spam Rain. And at the same time, it also doesn't keep it from being a hyper passive playstyle. Like that weapon will not move forward. Like it doesn't have a reason to still. So I don't think it really fixes the playstyle. It makes it less fun. But I guess it's not going to be broken anymore, so it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's not going to terrorize the game anymore, but I don't think Jet Sculpture players really got any form of justice here, so. It's better than if it got some kit that would break the game, I guess, but whatever. Yeah, like, at this point, I feel like, if you want to reference a kit, just do Burst Kraken. Like, that kit was always fine. Like, pushing it in that direction is very healthy. Also, the other problem if Jet gets Rain, the main place you would see that Jet kit would be zones. But guess what other anchor weapon that specializes in painting also has Inkstorm? And a better sub. Yeah. So it's doomed in zones. Like, why would you pick it over Explo? Like, it would only be for the other modes, but that kit's not really exceptional in the other modes. You don't have good Rainmaker shield damage on any part of your kit, so it's doomed in Rainmaker. Nothing is exceptional for Clam Blitz, and you have no way of clearing Tower. Like, all you have is Rain, which is one of the weakest specials to clear Tower in terms of using it. So it's like, aggressively mediocre to outclassed is like this weapon in a nutshell. It's just, I don't know. It sucks, because C-Jet can be really healthy. I already played a lot of the Salmon Run rotation. I didn't want to grind for 999. So I've just been chilling solo. I really just want to talk about the update. I don't even really want to play solo. I hate this rotation. But, like, I don't want to just sit here and not talk, so this is entertaining. I don't know, if I really get bored, I'll just bust out the replay viewer. But we can watch back something. But I don't know, I'd rather just talk, I don't care. I think they'll do the repping and Acopolis for the Splat 2 and 3 weapons? I'm not sure. I'm not even sure how they'll do it for, like, Blaster. Like, if Blaster and Brushes will share with Roller or not. I have no idea. No, I think Vija was trying to be a completely different thing. And I do like what they did with V-Jet. Like, I think V-Jet's a very healthy playstyle, but the balance is just awful. But, like, I feel like at this point for Jet Squelcher mains, if they want a fun and unique weapon, then making that kit the good one might honestly be more hopeful than the custom kit. Like, at this point, if I'm a Jet player, I am hoping Line Marker gets buffed so the damage combo works. I am hoping other Line Marker buffs happen. I'm hoping for severe vacuum buffs. That's, like, the only chance. I think Zap will be good. It'll just be, like, is it good enough to compete with T-Tech? Like, that's the main thing. They're different specials now, so it's more likely both could be good, but they're going to be a very similar role. I think the way it'll work, though, is I think Zap will be your option for more aggressive comps. Like, particularly if you like to run stuff like Tetra or Wiper or Ink Brush, like really aggressive weapons. Because then, like, it's much easier to fight with the special than it is with Tri-Strike. So, like, you'll have your Zap fighting more rather than throwing strikes and, like, having your team run in. And then, at the same time, you'll be able to take advantage of the decoys, like the actual threat of a landing. If you have something like a Tetra that could jump in wherever you launch them, like, if there's a threat of a teammate giving a jump there, then that's way, way more of an actual problem. So, it depends, but really, like, we're not going to know until launch because the most important things are how much damage does it take to break them, and how much damage do they do. And we don't know those numbers. And until we know those numbers, we don't have anything. Yeah, they really should make Ultra Stamp invincible from the front. If Kraken can be invincible from 4 directions, it's going to be kind of hilarious if Stamp can't be from 1. They are breakable, yes. In my opinion, they should be easy to break, and then let Special Power potentially, like, add more of them. They take a few seconds to land, but that's a good thing. Like, you want that delay. And then it's a delay until they explode. You need that time. Because you need time for your end zap to be able to go there and, like, fight with them. So you need that delay. If it's Torp HP and it's only 20, then that might be... Like, bombs are going to clear that so well. That's kind of my main worry, but, like, there's also so many interesting counterplay options. Like, if you're an E-liter, you can just put 2 mines near you, and then if they launch chump at you, your mines just kill the chumps near you, and you're fine. But, like, it's still a trade-off, because you have to, obviously, like, just put your mines on you and not really use them anywhere else. But, like, it's such a cool option. That's why I like Super Chump. It's like, there's so many different ways of dealing with that special that it opens up options a lot. It's very similar to Wavebreaker in that aspect. Like, Wave kind of opens a lot of different opportunities for how you want to deal with it. Fire Chump's breakable? If it was not, trust me, you want it to be breakable. If it was not breakable, it would be the most annoying BS thing in the game. There's just a minefield wherever it wants, and you can't stand there, and it's going to paint everything. You will lose zone, you will lose area, and, like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, would just break the game. So yes, very good it's breakable, because otherwise it would just be horrid for the game. Also, something someone else brought up, which I thought was really interesting, I don't remember who brought it up, is that if the... What am I doing? If the... I don't know what I'm gonna call them mines. If the mines are used at a poor time, like say you wipe a team and they use Super Chump, you can let the chumps break, or sorry, let them explode, and paint over them for special. Like, you can use them to charge your own special. Are you X rank? No, I've been top teams in tournaments, but getting the top rank is really difficult for me. No, I'm trolling. Nice. Okay, that guy's in the water. But I really like the design of Super Chump. Like, when it first came out and I saw it at like 6 a.m., I'm like, oh god. It's like a missile bomber-ish hybrid. This sounds like horribly unfun. And then they're breakable and they have cool decoy things, and I'm like, oh, never mind. Nope, never mind. This is cool, actually. This is actually very cool. So, I am very happy with it. Kraken is the more interesting one to me, though, personally. Like, I think Kraken is just... I feel like a lot of Splatoon 2 players aren't going to realize what about Kraken makes it good, and all the Splatoon 1 veterans are going to get it. Oh, there's an ad? Okay, hold on, I'll repeat. Is the ad done, chat? Okay. What I was saying, though, is Kraken is what interests me more. And the main thing is, like, I don't think a lot of Splatoon 2 players realize how powerful just being invincible and not being able to die is. Like, yes, you're gonna have a hard time killing people. That doesn't matter. Like, it's hard, but you can threaten it, and they can't do anything to end it early, right? Like, there's no way to get rid of it, unless if you can push it off the map. And sometimes that's not an option. So it's like, if there's a Kraken threatening to kill your E-liter, well then that E-liter isn't fucking shooting anything. Like, it just is not shooting anything, unless if you go help it. And if you go help it, then you're not shooting anything, because you're shooting the Kraken. And then the other thing is, Kraken gets you into areas for free, which is hilarious, because that's what Reef Slider wanted to be. Like, I just sharked somewhere, and now I am in on these terrible maps, but it's not good at it, but Kraken actually will. It's like 96 not only has a wall, but it's gonna have the ability to go to an off-angle position. It's gonna be like, nope, I will now be on the side, and there will now be a wall, and if you leave me long enough, I'm going to get an invincible special, and I'm going to threaten to two-shot you, and your burst bombs that everyone is running is not gonna be there. 96 really, dude, the more I think about it, the more 96 is actually going to be a good option, man. Like, even if Kraken is weak, 96 Deco is gonna be such a good, like, option to play in a splash. No, it won't be like K-Gal, because you have to go in with the Kraken. Like, you could Booyah, but you do not have to be where the Booyah is. If you Kraken, you have to go put yourself in danger. That's what... Like, it's still gonna be heavy survivability, but that's what kind of makes it not complete bullshit. I think Crab Metal was slow. Unless if they nerf it, no. Like, 96 will be good, but 96 will be, like, one of the weapons you run with to Crab. It will not be... It will not replace the splash, like I mentioned earlier. But it just... 96 gets the angles, it deals with burst bomb, it doesn't paint over the splashes, so it doesn't interfere with them in a comp. It's something that, like, Crab has to actively shoot at and can't break early. Like... It's just enough to where it'll always have an option. Like, to the main, sub, and special, 96 has an option to all three of them. And so I think it has a real chance, honestly. I really do. And honestly, I'm kind of down for it. I think it'll be really fun. Like, 96 is a weapon I would actually play, and I normally don't play shooters, but I actually really like how 96 Deco plays in Splatoon 1. Like, I would totally play it. I probably won't because Storm and Havoc both also have an interest in it, and both of them need more weapons to play more than me. Because Storm is still, like... Storm plays Splash because it's good, but Storm does not like that playstyle or that weapon at all. Like, he's purely playing it because we need it. And I know, like, he's really good on it, trust me, but he will be way better on other weapons if he gets the chance to. Like, he is so crazy on aggressive weapons when he gets the chance to, so I really hope that happens. L3 is another one. He really likes L3, so we're very much hoping. The only weapon I'm hoping to kind of replace is, what's it called? Kensa Rapid, or Rapid Deco, I guess. Rapid might be the thing that gives me a pocket. Like, I might be able to duel Stamper and Rapid if it's, like, a Torp kit with a good special. And Rapid should also be really good if it gets a survivability special and a Torpedo. I think Rapid will actually be really good. Because I've been playing a bit of Rapid, and honestly, the main weapon of Rapid feels really good. Like, it feels solid at like, being able to poke Crab. It feels decent in its matchups. It just needs a kit. But, like, I actually kind of like Rapid. How to use for 96 Deco? I don't know. The weapon's not in the game yet. Yeah, and surprisingly, my aim with Rapid is still really good. Even though I have not, like, touched it in this game at all. And I much prefer range timing. I've been playing really well with it when I played it. I just need a kit, so I very much hope that's an option. Yeah, if it's Torp Kraken, that would be awesome. Also, just, Torp is just so good, so... I mean, if Crapid happens, my reaction will not be on camera, because, like, I check the kits on my phone in the morning. They come out at, like, midnight for me, so. Would you be okay with Suction? No. If it gets Suction, I am not playing it. If it gets any passive kit, I am not playing it. That weapon is now boring and dead to me, if it gets that. Kraken on tower? I don't think it's going to be as big a problem people think it is, because you can't one-shot someone. So you'll climb on the tower, you'll damage them, and you'll get pushed off. Like, still good, but not, like, broken or anything. I don't know. Let's play this rotation, I guess. If Ranger got a Grim Kit again, would it be amazing with Enzap? I mean, it'd be good if it got a Grim Kit, but it wouldn't be great. And before Suction Pack. See, I don't think it'll get both, but I have a bad feeling it's going to get one of those two. Like, I am so hoping it is not, like... I mean, I wouldn't hate Torp Inkjet. Like, if they buffed Inkjet, that would be a very good kit. But, like, for the time being, it'd be like, well, right now, I get nothing. And right now, I just have no pocket weapon I can play. So it makes me very inflexible for comms. Which, right now, is like, whatever. I play the third best weapon in the game. Who cares? But... You know, eventually that's something where we want that. Like, especially so Havoc can pick buckets more often, which is what he's kind of better with. Right now, Havoc's been experimenting with other stuff. And luckily, I think 96 Deco could fit him very well, but right now he's been working on Zimmy, which he's been doing good on, but it's more like... It has to be something he actually likes to play. Like, that, it kind of has to, like, fit that to some degree. I'm glad they bring back the spawn victory poses. I want all the victory poses back. Like, all the Splatoon 1 and 2 ones should come back at some point. Release Squelcher with Burst Kraken? That sounds incredibly broken. Man, Kraken on any of the dualies would be really good, though. I'm very curious if they decide to give it. Man, Tetra's got another special it really wants now. Tetra's increased chance of getting a special it'll like. It might. The light Tetra. Maybe. Neosplash? I'd like it to get Zipcaster. I don't really care that much about the sub. I guess... I don't know. I don't really have a large preference with the sub. I just want it to get Zip. It would be fun. Kraken on Dapples. If it gets a bomb, sure, but then why, like, it would be too hard invalidating the Nubo. Dapples are, it doesn't matter, though. Dapples already has 2 kids. Dapples is doomed. Like, unless if they give Slider Giga buffs, but even then, just pick Tetra. Like, Dapples are fucking doomed. They're just not gonna get that much better. I just do not see a world in which Dapples becomes a really good pick. Outside of Flounder. You can pick it on Flounder if you're a Tetra player, because it's better than Tetra on Flounder. There you go. That's it. And barely. Whoa. Kraken on Umbrella? Eh. If you drop your shell to pop Kraken, you'll just get shot. But if you're behind a wall, it'd be okay. I don't know, it'd be fine. The main difficulty would be when the Kraken end lag is over, it'd really struggle. Like, that's one of the underrated things about CRB of Kraken is, like, usually it'd have enough time to get a shot off. And if you could clutch the shot, you would trade at the end. Kraken on 10s? That would be very strong. Also, their Rainmaker does not have any time at all to, like, do anything. So he's gonna explode. And it killed his teammate. Unlucky. Gotta run that one sub Q straight. SP has it, which is slow, but I don't know what to tell. I think there's a chance we'll only get 2 kits per weapon. I think we'll get 3 on some. My question is if we get 3 on all, but like at this point, like 15 special should have already been enough to get 3rd kits for all. 17? Yeah, if we have 17 specials in the game, yeah, we better be getting 3rd kits for every weapon, bro. It's just ridiculous if we don't. If we get even more than 17, then I'd say we need 4, but... Eater with curling zip, that would not even be anywhere near the worst thing Eater could get. Zip on it would be okay, and curling bomb would still be a mobility tool to get away. Like, it has a use case, just a bad one. But, like, it's there. That would not even be anything near the worst kit you could get something. You have to think worse for something like that. Yeah, we have 17 specials in the game. It's crazy. Like, it's awesome, but, like, it needs to be on enough weapons for that to be... I don't know, this just reigns back to the custom kit thing I talked about earlier. Like, eventually, if the series just keeps giving more and more sub-specials and main weapons, like, custom kits is an inevitability, or it's just gonna be more and more missed potential every time. Like, how long can you go before there's so many missed potential in combinations? Like... I feel like eventually the idea of kits just needs to go. Like, eventually you're just gonna need to get rid of kits. Kind of want 20. I think we might get 20 just so it's a nice number. Like how the dev started with 15, but I don't know. That's a lot. It's difficult to add that many. Right now, what I'd want from new content is a new ranked mode. I really want a new ranked mode. Like, that's what I'm hoping we get next season. I think that would be very fun. I might be able to get points here, actually, because... Well, at the very least, I'm bringing it all the way over here. Or Roller's going for a jump. Do you have bubble? No. Alright, I guess their team just doesn't really care about the roller. I have no idea if Chump is firework or not. I think it is, but I'm not sure. If I had to guess, it probably was. Anything about Grisco Stringer? It's fine. Anything aiming with it will work? I think it'll be similar to Tri-Strike, just you can't move while you launch it at all. Like, I think it'll be even more vulnerable when launching. Yeah, I'm bored of this rotation already. And I still don't have gold zip, man. I don't know, there's a lot of interesting stuff, but this weekend we're probably, or this week we're probably gonna get the rest of the kits, because we have, what, 8 kits left? If they keep up with the dual posts, then yeah, I think we're gonna get almost all the kits soon enough. We'll see what we get. but I'm very curious. I don't know, there's a lot they can do, so I'm very curious. Yeah, room codes, please. Please, I want to do viewer battles when I'm bored with stuff like this, and I am not doing it with this. Yeah, the win count is not accurate, because it counts your wins in PBs, which do not count to badges. You have no way of knowing how many wins you actually need. We're not getting a trailer, I'm pretty sure. Like, there's no point in doing a trailer at this point. Everyone already knows what it is. The jukebox probably allows you to play your own music in the lobby. That was already data mined before. Like, that literally exists under the stage right now. What's this? I think it's just because they already did something with the direct. So, that's why. I don't know. Oh my god. Let me skip through this dialogue. Jesus. Thank you. And this too. Oh, I can do that. This really is just clockwise spinning, isn't it? Yeah, I know. I don't know. I'm very curious, but... How do I get more eggs? I have to go find some? Guess I have to leave. Or no, I can't start over, I have to leave. Bro, I'm broke. I have to go find power eggs on the floor. Well, that's a first. Alright, buddy, go fucking find them. Where are they? Go find me shit. Thank you. Where? Where is it? Go. Yes. There we go. Is that enough? That's not enough. You dumbass. You only found me 25. Come on, little buddy. Go. Find. Yeah. That's another 25 one, dude. Come on. You're better than this. This is what we trained for. Go. Go. Do I need 30? Give him a treat? What do I feed him? There's no fuzz. What am I gonna give him? What does he eat? Someone lore expert. What does it eat? Eats anything? Oh, well, you can eat nothing. It's so weird playing these levels back, because when I played them for the first time, I had no idea how to use the special, and it was very awkward. And now this is just easy as shit for me. I really hope the DLC has some, like, super challenging Zipcaster stages. Like, that would be really fun for me, because these are so fun. Do you think CB Manta is good? No. I think it's okay. But it still has a long flank, so it's fine, but just not the greatest basket placement, because, like, you can't... Here, let me pull up Sendu. I'll show you guys, like, early Manta thoughts, because I can go to Splatoon 2 Sendu. Here. Let's cover Manta, shall we? Okay. Yeah, welcome to old Sendu. Anyway, plans. Right, we're back. So let's go to Manta, right? So here's early Manta thoughts, okay? So, positives of Manta. When you get out of mid, this, sometimes through here entirely, and this are options. This is good. So, you know, moving forward, good, right? That's good. And how do I clear things right? And also, I guess let's draw the rail that they've added just for clarity. There's a that's there now. That's new. So there's that. So here's the problem, okay? On Clan Blitz, you have to stop people in, like, this area, right? This is kind of the main area of contention. Here is really awkward because of the ledge. Here is way too far. And here is jack shit to defend with. Like, you have no ground and you're behind a wall. So, like, once the push actually starts, it feels miserable. Like, it feels absolutely awful. So that's why Manta Clams doesn't really work. The best mode for it, realistically, is Rainmaker. Also, thank you for the Prime sub. Because in Rainmaker, you can't really stay here. Like, you go here, but you need to get down. So, like, this is kind of the actual main area of contention, is more down here when the push gets really far. So, because they have to drop down here and it's risky, this becomes okay in this mode. Like, this is now decent. And then you still have this route. And then on top of that, Rainmaker has a very wide route you have to pay attention to. So, like, defenders cannot just stack, like, in this area, to me. Like, you have to watch both. So that opens it up a lot. Tower is probably second best. My issue with Tower is this jump is broken as hell. Like, this is way too good. Way too good. Like, it kind of breaks the map. Because this is really the only place to defend. And so if attackers can get here, it's just GG. Like, once the attacking team gets this area of the map on Tower, everything else here is, like, almost completely irrelevant. It's so hard to hold that. In Rainmaker, they have to go around to get here. But in Tower, you can make that jump. That is the Tower problem. But the mode where this thing actually sucks is zones. This is where this map is actually bad. So, the reason is because this is no longer an option. This is now just a one-way drop into a corner. So instead of this area becoming valuable, it's now you corner yourself. This is still cool, but it's not very wide. What I was hoping, it'll never be what actually happens. This being a rail. Or even better actually. This being a rail. And boom. That makes it, this would be good. this and then add the block, and I feel like the stage would be really good. Because then you have wide route here, top mid, underneath, and then this little flank route. And like that's your routes. That would make it good. But because there's none of this area, like you have to move through this square. Like this is the inevitable square. You must go through this square to push forward. Right? That's the problem. What if they had a sponge? A defending sponge here would make it okay, but it really just needs to be a route. Like, this just needs to be back and forth. This cannot, like, a one-way would be better than, like, a one-sided drop. Like, one team able to go back and forth would be better, but it's just not enough on its own. But this is, like, this is kind of what we have. The main thing with Mansa that I'm worried they won't fix, though, which is weird because normally they do a good job with it, is this area. Mansa's spawn region is really bad. Like, really, really bad. This area needs an extension and, like, higher ground. Like, this needs to be this high and actually be somewhere you can defend from. Like, this actually needs to be a defensive spot. This one's fine, because this takes you all the way over here, but everywhere else sucks. And so, like, if defenders cannot ever use this spot of the map to get out, it feels miserable. That's the main problem with the map. Like, they need to fix this area. And, like, they added a rail here. Like, there's a rail here now. So this route's better, but, like, this route was already fine. It's this side of this side of spawn that's the problem. And I'm kind of worried that they aren't going to change it. But, like, this needs to change. Like, wider, higher for this part. And it'll be way better. Like, that needs to be an actual defending option. Yeah, I'm really just curious if they do mode-specific stuff. The other thing I'm curious about is checkpoints for Rainmaker. Because, like, I'm assuming the checkpoints are going to be, like, here and here. But if this is a checkpoint, then this might be a jump you can do now. Like, if that's a checkpoint, that might be a jump you can make. And that will change a lot. Like, if that's a consistent jump, especially when the checkpoint is down, and then you can just push like this, then I have a bad feeling Rainmaker will be much worse. Like, how do you do a checkpoint here without breaking the map? Like, what do you do? Like, where do you put the checkpoint? Like, actually, where the hell is the checkpoint supposed to go? Like, I guess maybe down here is what they could do. They could maybe put it down there. You can't put it super close to mid, because this is a jump. Like, you can only fit 2. So you can't do this and this. Like, that doesn't work. And you can't put it, like, here and here, because then you miss this route. It has to cover all of them. It's like, I feel like they have to be like this. Yeah, that or they majorly changed this area in Rainmaker. I don't know. I think the tower path will probably be, like, this will probably be unchanged. I don't think they're going to mess with the tower path at all. I don't really see what they do with the tower path if they wanted to change it. I wonder if they move... Ooh. I wonder if they put the clam basket here. That actually... Huh. They probably won't, but that does not sound unreasonable. Wait, would this actually be really good? I'm kind of thinking yes. Because then this area becomes like your long flank. And then you climb back. Ooh, wait, that looks good. Ooh. Ooh, that would be really cool. Well, I doubt they'll do that, but that would be really good. This would be really, really good. Because, like, that way your main defensive spot is actually in front of the basket, and the part that's bad to defend on is just a flank. And, like, if attackers stack over here, it's going to be really hard to recall clams. Whereas before, if you stacked here, the basket was already there. Yeah, that actually just fixes clan blitz. What the fuck? Yeah, this actually just fixes CB. CB would become the best mode if they did this. Yeah, okay. We'll see if they actually do, though. The Rainmaker goal is probably not going to move. I will do a video on the maps when they come out, and I will add, like, what I would change with them. I didn't do that when Flounder and Brine came out because I knew I would be doing the reworks in my maps video. But now that the maps video is out, I'll just do reworks here. Yeah, they're not gonna... I wonder what they'll do, really. Also, in Turf, this part looks uninkable, which it was in Splatoon 2, I'm pretty sure. I am very much hoping that is an only Turf War thing. Because if this is uninkable in other modes, it's just a straight-up nerf to the map. So, hopefully they don't do that. I'm really hoping they don't, but... They could just make that worse, because they don't like it, I don't know. But... oh yeah, and you can squidroll on that now, so that's a thing. Which is fine. Oh, another ad. But yeah, I don't think, I don't know, I think Manta is probably just gonna be like, where's my maps tier list? I've tweeted about this at some point. Where's my map tier list? Like, Manta will probably be like here. It'll probably be in B and C tier. Like, I think Manta Zone's here, Manta Clams here, Manta Tower here, Manta Rain here. Yeah, Manta Rain in A, Manta Rain in A, assuming it still works the same. Tower and Clam Blitz would be B, and then Zones would be C. That's probably where I'd put it. So, like, you know, better than the majority, but, like, not by much. You know, like, it's technically better, but not that much better. Like, what we need is more maps that are up here. There are 5 really good maps in the game. Like, map modes in the game. Actually, these could probably count. That's like, what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Probably like 12 maps I'd consider good in this game. These are like 12 map modes I'd actually consider to be good. So, like, that would make it 13, because we'd get a Rainmaker. So, like, I don't know. It'd be something. I don't think we're gonna get stage changes. Why is Flounder TC that low? Tower path. It's not a horrible path, but the right side of the map isn't as usable as it should be to make that work. Why is Hagglefish low? Because it's still kind of a rectangle. Also, Crab just demolishes the flanks right now. This is admittedly kind of meta-dependent, because it's partially Crab here affecting things. But, like, Manta, yeah, again, A, 2B, 1C, you know, upper half. It's fine. And if they... Oh, you drew art of me? Yeah, that's cool. If you DM me on Twitter, I'll take a look at it. It's just ProChara. Just shoot me a message. Don't tag me, because I do not see tags. There's no way to sort it well. Why is Flounder good? A lot of approach options. How to fix Flounder TC? It sounds counterintuitive, but you need the right side of the map to be better. Like, you need to... Here, I'll show you. You fix Flounder TC by fixing Flounder. Which... Or not fixing, but like improving it the same way. Just... Again, it's the same thing I've talked about in my map reworks video, so if you want an actual graphic, like, that's already there. But the problem is, like, only being defending on the left. Can you talk about the Egypt stage? We don't have a solid layout, and it might have changed, so I can't really cover it much, because it changed a bit since the direct. So it's been modified since when we got that mostly overhead. But it's like, this is the problem with Flounder right now, is this. Right? It's just this part. Right? That's the problem. The problem is you can only go this far. You need to be able to climb up here. Because if you can get all the way around, then defending on tower becomes way easier, because you get a wide flank. And that's also why, like, having a tunnel that drops you here would be helpful. Because, like, someone can kind of sit here and cover very easily. And so if that person can't cover, that makes it a lot better. This part doesn't need to change. This is fine. That this isn't inkable. Yeah, it's just... Yeah, aha, we put a pipe here. Lol. Lol. No. Dumb change. That's all. There's no crane on the Egyptian map. Yeah. Alright, though. I think that's all I have to talk about today.